Hey guys, Phobos here, and today we're going to be taking a look at some counters for top lane Kennen. With ranged harass and constant stuns, it's no surprise Kennen has become one of the strongest top lane bullies in the game. With an excellent lane phase and a kit that scales him to late game, this Yoda will apply constant pressure on his foes. So let's take a look at the champions who I recommend to pick up against Kennen, beginning with Elise. As Elise, you can trade blows with Kennen through use of auto attacks and neurotoxin. Kennen should be cautious of using his lightning rush offensively, as Elise will be in range to use a spider form. Thanks to a flexible itemization path, Elise can pick up both resistance types. Frozen Heart and Abyssal Scepter are two good items to consider picking up to reduce Kennen's damage output. Don't forget that Elise's base damage is pretty crazy, so you won't be losing out on much DPS by opting for a tankier build. Finally, two cool tricks to remember as Elise. Your Spiderlings can tank Kennen's Thundering Shuriken, which will prevent the damage and the Mark of the Storm stack. And you can repel out of Kennen's ultimate to avoid a bit of damage whilst you wait for your cooldowns. Next up is Aurelia. Aurelia's passive, Ionian Fervor, grants a free tenacity based on how many enemy champions are nearby. Add this tenacity onto the tenacity gained by Defensive Mastery Tree and Mercury Dreads, and you'll now render Kennen's stuns rather useless. As Kennen's stuns will only briefly last, Aurelia should find ease in sticking onto Kennen with Blade Surge or disengaging with the Equilibrium Strike. Your aim in this lane will be to farm up as much as possible. Upon reaching around level 7, you'll likely be able to take on Kennen and win the all-in trades. Moving on to Jace. Similar to Elise, you're also ranged, which will allow for you to trade auto attacks with Kennen, thus preventing him from free trades. Whenever Kennen uses Lightning Rush offensively, or he begins casting his Slicing Maelstrom, use Jace's Thundering Blow to disengage. Remember to also do this trick late game if possible to further reduce Kennen's teamfighting capability. Overall, the lane phase should be in Jace's favour. However, if you do start to fall behind in this lane, you can utilise the Shock Blast Acceleration Gate combo to farm and harass from a long distance. Consider getting a Hex Drink in this lane phase, as the stats it offers are useful and the passive shield is very forgiving. As Kayle, you can match auto attacks with Kennen thanks to Righteous Fury. However, Kennen can pressure you whilst this ability is on cooldown, so only use it when you need it. The movement speed granted by Divine Blessing and Slow from Reckoning will severely weaken Kennen's Lightning Rush. Furthermore, whenever Lightning Rush is on cooldown, Kayle will be able to heavily trade Kennen with all of her abilities. Remember to walk in between each auto attack to land as much damage as possible and shred his defensive stats with your passive Holy Fervor. Upon reaching level 6, Intervention can be used to face tank Kennen's ultimate. Since the more Kennen stuns you in a short period of time, the worse the stun becomes. In an all-in engagement, try to use this after being previously stunned. This will allow you to land more auto attacks with little interruption and hopefully nuke him down. Pantheon is another strong pick, as long as you feel confident as him. Don't forget that Aegis Protection will be put to good use in this lane, as Kennen will aim to auto attack poke you often, and if Kennen is auto attacking you, he should be in range to be retaliated on with a spear shot. With that said, you will need all your abilities to duel Kennen, so play passively until level 3. From here, you should look to zone Kennen and constantly force trades. Wait until there are no Mark of the Storm stacks on Pantheon, then open with Spear Shot into Aegis of Zionia. Follow this up with Heartseeker Strike, and then as you retreat, a final Spear Shot. It's also worth noting that you can use the brush to break Kennen's line of sight and deny him some free auto attacks. Look to purchase a Chalice of Harmony to allow you to spam your Spear Shot without running into mana issues, and consider rushing for a Hex Drinker. Finally, we get to Yorick. Yorick's kit allows him to simply not get poked down. As long as you don't allow Kennen to constantly harass you, Omen of Famine should be enough to keep your health pool topped up. There won't be much kill potential on Kennen, however he simply should not be able to bully you out of the lane. Care for being ganked, and the lane should go smoothly upon building either a Tear of the Goddess or a Chalice of Harmony. My general tip for laning against Kennen is to watch his electrical surge stacks. Looking underneath Kennen's unit frame, you can see how close he is to having an empowered auto attack. Another way to notice this before it happens is to watch out for Kennen's Shuriken glowing with electricity. This 5th basic attack will apply a chunk of damage and a Mark of the Storm proc. If he becomes aggressive and tries to attack you with this empowered auto attack, you should back up and wait for him to use that auto attack on a CS. This will burn the proc and save you on some health. To summarise, Kennen is a great champion for top lane. Don't get bullied out of the lane early, or let him snowball, as he scales extremely well with items such as Zhonya's Hourglass. If you enjoyed this episode of Counted or learned something new, feel free to leave a like down below, and as always feel free to come subscribe to my YouTube channel How to Top Lane if you want to further improve yourself as a player. As always, we'll cover the most liked champion in the comment section, so please leave us your suggestion. Until next time, take care guys.